Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the farm. We're kind of going out of order. This is our last pig pen. We've got Smitten and we've got Gordon. All you can see is their butts now, but they're happily eating. We're going out of order. We got to get chickens moved, so I finished all the pigs first. I've got all the egg layers locked up. We're going to get all their pens moved. It's 36 degrees out here. I've got a hoodie on. I like wearing hoodies, but it is too early for that. But later in the week, we're going to be back up in the 70s and have some nice weather. Speaking of, we've got a couple hoodies left. If you reach out to us, email, we can get some of those shipped out to you if that's something you're interested in as these colder months come. But chickens are waiting on us. I haven't done any of the chickens. I went and did the pigs first. We're going to get our 3 egg layer flocks moved, get the meat birds moved, and our young pullets moved as well. And then, of course, at the end, we'll check out piglets. Let's get started. All right, this is our first flock over here. It's our older sex-linked flock. I believe there's only about 15 of those left. But we got one down and 2 more to go. And the next 2 are gonna be a lot harder. There are the Bielefelders right there, way over by the pigs. And we're gonna move them all here by each other. And if you can see that little white speck to the right of the trampoline, right there. Thought I blurred you. That's the Australorps, and we're gonna move them all right over here next to each other. Cuts down on our chore time, collecting egg time, and they'll all be right together. So we got a lot of work to do, a lot of hauling chickens, and of course there's a lot more chickens in there and they're a heavier breed, so it'll be a little harder to move their coops over. So let's finish up. 2 more flocks to go. All right, this is the Bielefelder flock, and they and the Australorps have started molting, so we're getting very few eggs right now from them, but that's just part of the process of being a chicken. But this is the first time, well, I shouldn't say the first time, but we've had them running up along the woods because obviously they were up there in the summer. You want to get them some shade too. Now that it's cooled down a little bit, we're gonna have them right out here in the middle, and excited to have them moved. They've been in the same spot for a little bit too long, but we've got to move now. So we've got the Bielefelders, sex links, and I don't know if we're saving the best for last, but we're definitely saving the farthest for last. So let's go get the Australorps. All right, last group is moved over. Got our morning workout in, and glad to have this done. I've been thinking about it for a while. These are the things I lie in bed thinking of when I can't sleep. Where am I gonna move those chickens? Don't wanna move them a place where I gotta move them all over the place. I like to move their moves should be right next to each other just to make it easier on you. I wasn't sure where to put the birds, but this worked out great. And the best part is I basically pinwheeled it off of this water spigot. We've been filling all the chicken waters with buckets. So now we have hose access to get all the chickens' waters. We've got the automatic feeders. We just need to make sure they have feed in them every day. The grass is not the best, but that's just the the time of year that we are in. So it's definitely better than being on their old manure spot. So we've got the sex links, we've got the Bielefelders, and the Australorps. And I get the question, well, don't they fly out? Well, every once in a while they do fly out. Usually they want to be where their feed is, so we haven't had an issue. I'm not sure if these roosters, I've only got 2 roosters in the Bielefelder pen, 2 roosters in the Australorp pen. I'm not sure if they'll want to go at each other. I don't think they will, but we'll just keep an eye on that situation. So some of the plans for chickens, they change every year. That's the beauty of having your own farm. You get to decide what you want to do. So the year before this year, we had a whole bunch of sex-link chickens, and we decided that eggs weren't very profitable for our farm at the time. So we got rid of most of our sex links except this flock, and we switched to more dual purpose breeds, the Australorps and the Bielefelders. Well, when we process dual purpose birds, there's not a lot of meat compared to the Cornish cross. Some people say it's more flavorful. I don't find it that way. So for our farm, we're gonna go back to the sex-link chickens. We've got a flock up here that we still haven't fed yet, so they're waiting on us. And we're gonna get rid of these dual purpose chickens because we just want eggs. We want eggs, and a lot of eggs. And I don't mean 100 chickens laying eggs, just the chickens that we do have, we want laying eggs. We've had the Australorps and Bielefelders now. I think I have about 18 or 16 Bielefelders, 18 Australorps, and we've been getting around 6 to 8 eggs from both together. Usually these guys are laying about 4. These guys are anywhere from 4 to 5, and they are molting. Our sex links have not molted yet. We have about 14 or 15, and we've been getting around 9 eggs a day. So for our farm, we just want as many eggs as possible. We have had the Australorps and the Bielefelders go broody, so we don't really want the broodiness of the chickens either. We don't really hatch any eggs. So for our farm, we are going back to the sex-link chickens. We've had the Australorps and Bielefelders for a year now, and we are going to sell those, and we are going back to just a sex-link breed of chicken. And speaking of that, let's head back up to the front. We've got to feed the meat birds and the new sex-link chickens. All right, guys, here are the young pullets. Got about 62 of them and 1 rooster. You can see them hiding in there. The beauty of the pullets is they don't eat a ton. The beauty of the sex links is they don't eat a ton, and they lay large brown eggs. And these pullets should be laying in about 2 to 3 weeks. So that's an exciting time for us. We've been moving them in this tractor just like our meat birds. Once I sell our older flock, then these chickens will be moving out into the other chickshaws and moving daily as well. So they move twice a day every time we feed them. The girls are talkative this morning. You can see they are a friendly breed, and they're just very simple. They just lay big eggs, don't eat a lot, and they are quite friendly. So we'll be sticking with these sex links for the time being, but we've changed our minds before, so we may change it again. Let's go get the meat birds fed. All right, last batch of Cornish cross. We have showed these birds quite a bunch this summer. Like we've talked before, we've done over 1,000 this year. This is our last batch. And we talked about, as we got closer to that last chicken tractor, that we were gonna half and half these birds. Well, the more I get to watching them and just sitting out here with them, there's about 126 left. I had 132, I think we've lost 6. And I feel like this is a decent number for in here. This is a 10 by 20 chicken tractor, and they have plenty of room. I've got enough feeders in here now and waterers. People ask, how many waterers do I need? Well, there's many options for watering, automatic waterers, all those sorts of things. We use the pan waterers, and the rule of thumb for us is by the time, if we come out at chores in the afternoon and the waters are empty, we don't have enough. So I've got 6 water pans in here right now, and every time I've come out, there has been enough water in here. So there has been at least 1 or 2 bowls with water in them. So that way we know we have enough water. So we will begin processing on these birds this weekend. And that is our last batch for the year. So we're actually excited about starting again next year. That's the first time that's happened for us. We just had such good, had them spread out just perfect where we weren't overloaded with constant processing and processing and processing. So we're gonna leave these birds in here, and that's a good thing too. With these temps in the 30s, with this many birds in here, it's easier for them to stay warm. We've obviously got the sides pulled down on the tractor, and I know with this many birds, they're able to stay warm in these nights when we're getting down into the 30s. These birds don't do great in cold weather. That's why we don't do them year round, and we are ending at a perfect time. I'm just very excited with the timing that we've had with our Cornish cross this year. So anyway, that is all for the chickens. All the chickens are fed. Excited for that new flock, and to only have one flock. We won't have 3 separate chicken stops once we get rid of our older birds. We'll just have the 1 flock, and we'll put more fences. The birds that we had back there that we moved, we put 2 fences on each. That's 200 feet of fence. We'll put 4 to 5 fences on our 1 flock and just continue to move those chickshaws inside that fence daily. So anyway, guys, I've got the call for breakfast. It is ready. We're not gonna go to see the piglets today. I promise we will make up that time this weekend on our video, so stay tuned. If you haven't followed us already, please hit that subscribe button down below. Share our videos. It really helps out the channel. We appreciate everyone that's following us. If you ever have questions, hit us an email, kcfarmstn@gmail.com. We try to get to all those questions. We don't know everything, but we know a few things that hopefully can help you guys out. Appreciate you following along. Don't forget to make the change, and we will see you on the next video. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but did you notice the difference in the grass up here compared to the grass in the back where the chickens aren't? That manure is making a difference.